Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So we're potentially very close to the mega tsunami and earthquake event that I've been predicting for the Japan area. So we just saw like pretty significant quake that happened in Alaska, 7.0, and then another one that happened, boom, boom, in uh, off the coast of Japan, 7.6. Lots of aftershocks in both locations. Is it a precursor to a larger event? So it does appear that it is. Whether it does happen or not remains to be seen. But we have a massive earthquake, or not earthquake, but massive sunspot activity that's coming at us and should be hitting us tomorrow evening, our time. So around this time or a little bit later, probably closer to 10 p.m. So that's going to be a little bit later, I guess, in Japan. So it's going to be potentially devastating. So we've talked about this. Another earthquake, I think, will probably at some point, as it's starting to look like it'll kick off the coast of Oregon, and that would cause a massive tsunami along the west coast of the United States. That's been predicted by a lot of psychics in the past. Now, so I follow this one gentleman, Canadian earthquake researcher. He is on X. You can follow him over there. I've been following him for quite some time, promoting him. So he is pretty much looking at these things as well, and I think we're very, very close to this thing actually happening. So this is what he has to say. So this is the latest. It was released just 26 minutes ago. This binary concept uses the logic that with a whole plate trying to move, and that's the Pacific plate as a whole, pressure forces are overall equal, and breaking points will be noticed on main pressure points on either side, left and right. So binary, left and right. So that seems to be what happened with the Japan 7.6, followed by Alaska 7.0. I think it's vice versa. But I brought up a concept called binary concept that he talks about after Alaska 7.0. I said binary left and right, Alaska and Japan. The next suspect foreshock happened in Japan. So the foreshock was the 7.6. So he's been predicting a super mega quake, a 10.0 or greater. So the largest one that we've known in current recorded times is I think a 9.8 or something like that. So a 10 would be absolutely devastating, especially in the water off the coast. So this is a mega quake advisory now in effect. This is 2 hours ago, in effect for Japan. Remember a recent tweet. Don't forget, I warned them first. By the way, not sure if this may be a foreshock. If this is a 9.0, might be a foreshock for Culebra. I expect Culebra to be larger. So like I said, he's been talking about Culebra to be 10 point and above. So if a 9 comes after this 7.6, then it could be also a foreshock of what's coming. So Japan has issued Hokkaido Senrikyu offshore earthquake alert. So their officials warn residents to stock up on food and water, prepare their homes, and stay ready to evacuate immediately over the next week. The advisory affects 118 municipalities, so quite a large area. So it looks like it's getting close, and we have this mega shock coming from the sun that's supposed to hit tomorrow night sometime. So we're going to see some more activity, I believe, more activity with sunspot activity coming around. So if we get a major quake in Japan, it may be a foreshock, and then as sunspot activity goes around the sun, it comes back towards the end of December timeframe. It's looking like it may activate and really send some pretty good shock waves at Earth. And maybe that's where we're going to get the vent off the coast of Oregon, where there's a volcano off the coast there. It's like it's filled up, ready to go, right? So that's what they've said. It's pressurized to the max. It's going to blow, but if it blows, it's underwater. It's off the coast. Is it going to cause a tsunami? Maybe, maybe not. An earthquake where the plates basically shift, and that causes the water to leap up and then travel. That's the tsunami effect. So we're getting, I believe, very, very close to this activity. And East Bay and San Ramon, California, there's been swarms over there starting this morning. So early hours, East Bay's Tri-Valley region was shaken by a cluster of small earthquakes, continuing a month-long pattern of seismic activity southeast of San Ramon. The strongest jolt that morning, this morning, reached magnitude 3.7 and struck shortly after 9 a.m. Earlier in the day, a series of smaller quakes, including magnitudes 3, 2.9, and 2.7, rippled through the area before sunrise. So the activity traces back to the Calaveras Fault, a branch of the larger fault network that runs beneath the Bay Area. This system routinely releases stress through small tremors, and the San Ramon region has experienced several swarms over the past decade, including notable clusters in 2015 and earlier periods dating back to the 1970s. Experts believe this ongoing sequence is related to shifting underground stress along the Calaveras Fault. So we've seen massive earthquake, 8.8 in Russia's Kamchatka, whatever, Kamchatka area. So in Russia, off that island. So Kamchatka, I believe that's the way it's pronounced. So this is transferring. I said that it would probably go to Japan because in my vision it was like a seesaw. It happened in the Kamchatka Peninsula, and then it's now trending back toward Japan. I thought it would happen by now, but it looks like it's building and getting ready to go. So will it be a massive earthquake, which is not the big one? That's what we could possibly see. Something on a massive scale, but still not the ultimate one. Now, if it does hit in Japan, it can send a tsunami across the Pacific, like we've seen in the past. So the repeated shaking has prompted many residents to feel on edge in the San Ramon area. Is there some intuitives there that are feeling that it's time to get out? Get out yet? Is it time to get out yet? I feel that it's close. I feel that we're in a very a situation where it could very well be coming up. So it could escalate very quickly. We're going to look at a couple of these. This is Stefan Burns. Stefan Burns talked about this yesterday. I shared it in a show briefly yesterday, but there's a little bit more information on it.
Here with our differential coronagraph view. So you'll notice that at the beginning of this video, we get this nice double explosion. Effectively, we're seeing the shock wave from that big explosion, and then we see the bulk of the plasma falling up behind it. So there's a shock wave and there's the bulk. Do you see that? That is headed to Earth right now at this moment in time because this was from an explosion on the sun exactly Earth direct. And super interesting thing about this solar flare is that it occurred exactly at the same time as a magnitude 7 earthquake in Alaska. We'll have to wait and see. Actually, based off of this position, it'd be about 25 days for it to be Earth center and direct again. But we have this.
So this is the other sunspot activity that's going to go around the sun and then come back again. towards the end of the month, into the beginning of January. So if we do get a massive earthquake in Japan, it could come around. We could get hit by another blast of energy from plasma energy from the sun, and that could kick off what I believe is coming, the Oregon earthquake. So need to be very aware, have a evacuation plan, have a plan where you can survive for, so if you do survive, if you're not too close to the coast, but a plan where you can survive for an extended period of time. You should always have that. Everyone should have that at this point. We've been talking about these events that are coming for quite some time.
This solar storm inbound from this 8.1 M-class flare, and that first 1.1 M-class flare did launch a little puff of plasma our way as well. The really interesting thing here, though, is really tremendous to see in action, absolutely epic, was how that solar flare, the 8.1, was perfectly lined up in time with that 7.0 earthquake in Alaska. Let's check out the aftershocks because there's been a huge amount. Here we have our USGS latest earthquakes map set for the past day and for universal time. And we see this big magnitude 7 right there. That is the largest earthquake that we've had since 1010. And that was when we had 2 magnitude 7s pop off on the same day. But check out these aftershocks. I mean, this is insane. So we'll set to list only earthquakes on.
So aftershocks or foreshocks. So this is what we have to be aware of going forward. These are massive earthquakes that are happening, and then you usually get large, scaling down numbers of earthquakes, but we're seeing the earthquakes are staying large. They're not dissipating energy like normal. It seems like it's kind of like it's going sideways and maybe even building, getting ready for the next big shock. So we could see that next shock coming in, this time tomorrow or earlier. So these things usually come in. They're pressing. The plasma waves are coming in. Energy's coming in, and it presses everything in front of it. If you've ever seen a jet up, as it's low level. If you've been in the military, you know what I'm talking about. But jets, as they're at super high speed, if you've ever been to an air show or something like that, military air show, sometimes the jets will come down low, and you can see in front of them, it looks like a big energy, or like, I don't know, it's like they're pressing molecules into this pattern that's like a big weather front in front of the jet. It's crazy. I've seen these where they've flown right over us, right off the deck in the desert. Almost like I could have easily thrown a rock and hit the pilot, but the pilot was like so cool, and he had his mask on and everything. If I wasn't, if I didn't know, all the stuff that I know about, the jets and all that kind of stuff, I would have thought it was a UFO. But the way it came in, it was pressing a wave. It was literally looked like a wave of energy in front of it. So that's what happens when these plasma bursts come off the sun. It's basically a wave of energy that's in front of it because it's traveling at ridiculously fast speeds towards us. And this was Earth facing, so it's really going to hammer us when it comes in with a lot of energy, a lot of plasma. So it could really, because the Earth is already, vibrating to a great extent from all of these other impacts, and now we have another massive one coming in. It could be the thing that really kicks it off, guys. So it's going to be quite substantial, I think. We'll see. And Tron Master, if you want to post your YouTube channel on there so people can, because you're like posting about Trump and stuff like that. So feel free to put that in the chat. So as we move into the next stage, we need to be aware Is there going to be panic and fear? There's a possibility.
Before we start the video, guys, I want you to listen to this. Before we start the video, guys, I want you to listen to this. Imagine it's 11:30 p.m. It's at night, it's dark, and then everything starts to shake and you hear this. Listen. This is the tsunami warning. This is what you hear and you don't know what to expect. How high will it be? What is coming? It's absolutely scary, guys. This is what people in Japan just faced a few hours ago. And earthquakes, large earthquakes in the darkness, that is always the most scary part because they were called to evacuate to seek higher ground in the darkness. The northern coast of Japan, late Monday Japanese time, a tsunami was coming, guys. They issued a tsunami warning and a tsunami was happening about 0.5 meters in height. That is half a person, guys. This is really, really big.
This earthquake was very, very powerful. It measured 7.6 in magnitude. And I live in Tokyo, and even I felt it. I was actually just getting ready for bed. I was in my pajamas when this earthquake hit, and my entire apartment began to shake. So you can just imagine how powerful and how frightening this earthquake was for residents who live in the northern parts of the country.
And it.
Well, unfortunately, there's going to be a much bigger one, right? They know it. They're warning now about it. Now, will it happen? You can't absolutely predict when these will strike. It feels like it's close to me, so hopefully everyone's prepared. Prayers for the people that could be affected. Now, you guys remember I said last year around this time, actually a little bit before this, is when I did my predictions for the following year. I said that Christmas would be a sad time for the world. And I thought that there was going to be some major traumatic event that would be happening. Didn't know what that was. Could this possibly be it? I don't know. And who knows? Maybe it won't even happen. So, yes, Tara, send love and light. Definitely can have an impact. So yes. So as you see out my window out here, the setting sun over the Lake Tahoe. So it's will it be one of the last times some people see the setting sun? Maybe. Right. So live your life as large and as happy as you can, but know that we're in a period of time where you're going to have to be very, very intuitive, and you're going to have to and if you're not, it's a little late, right? A little late in the game. I think most of the people that watch me, you guys out there are intuitive, or you've been watching me long enough. You're starting to pick up on it. You're figuring it out. So, of course, there are courses. I do have courses. So, if you're still undecided of whether you're intuitive or not, then you should definitely do a course, right? So, these courses can help you out. So, a lot of people done, and thousands of people done at this point. So, maybe that's enough. Maybe it's enough to make a difference. We'll see. So, send your prayers, send your thoughts, and let's see if we can have a positive impact on what's coming. So the positive impact, I believe, is going to be that we're going to have it, unfortunately. Now, let me go back to this. I don't want to bring that up yet. All right, so whatever. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is Mr. MBB 333. He does a really good job of disclosing information, doing the research out there. So let's look at this one, and then I'll share one little piece of information. the last
7.6 magnitude earthquake right there, coming in at about, I don't know, 25 miles deep. And then less than 15 minutes ago, there was a 6.6 magnitude earthquake in the same general area. This would be considered an aftershock, I suppose, but still, that's a very big aftershock. And not only that, it's very shallow, 5 miles deep. So that one has tsunami potential. So we'll have to keep an eye on the 6.7 that just happened. It's not indicating anything about a tsunami right now. But again, it's very early. It just happened. So activity continues to rumble over in the Pacific Ocean, and understandably so, as the Pacific Ring of Fire is a hot spot right now. We just saw yet another interplanetary shockwave right here, absorbed primarily in the Pacific Ocean from another Earth-directed solar flare. This was a M3 solar flare right there in the last couple hours, actually. That's 7 M-class solar flares in the last 72 hours. You've got to be kidding me. And
that's a lot of energy that's built up, guys. So 7 in the last 24 hours or so. So lots of energy coming in. It's building up and it's getting released a little bit in the earthquakes, but will a massive one, transpire.
1 X-class solar flare in less than 24 hours. So we can still see some more X-flare activity. In fact, here's some of the activity right here. I put together just a brief slideshow to bring you guys up to date on what's happened in the last 24 hours on the Earth-facing side of the sun. There was a little solar tsunami and a couple of M-class solar flares. Down here, you're going to see an X-class solar flare. There was another look at the M-class solar flare that did send a CME towards the Earth. There was the X-class solar flare. That one was a little bit too fast. It didn't create, look at that flare coming off there. I mean, came right at the camera. Are you serious? There's the X. Again, it was too fast. There, I just put it in slow motion so you could see it up close. But what ejecta there went back onto the surface of the sun. So there was an X flare from that very busy region, but it was this area right here, the M8 solar flare that hurled the jumbo CME towards the Earth, and it's inbound literally right now as I'm doing this video and looking at the planetary K index. It is flat as a pancake. I mean, there's no density in the solar wind. That's what this is indicating, or at least that's what that's telling me. Let me look. Yeah, 0.28. Are you serious right now? That is flat as a pancake, but that's about to change upon the arrival of the CME that is earthbound. And here's another look at the most recent flare right there, the M31 that occurred on the southwestern limb of the sun. So the activity continues on the Earth-facing side of the sun, and it's about to get interesting, guys. So if the skies are clear in your area, make sure you step outside tonight and take a look to the north, as you may see some.
So yeah, those of you that live in the north may actually see some beautiful lights in the sky. So tonight, go out and look in the sky, see if you see any of that. Tomorrow will be the same thing. Tomorrow could be, who knows? So sometimes these energies come in, they build up and then they release. So it might not be tomorrow that we have the actual earthquake, but it could be, like Japan is saying, be prepared for the next week. So Northern Lights. Yep, Northern Lights are going to be spectacular for those of you that live in the northern climes. So very, very interesting time. Lots of snows being dumped. Like I predicted last year, it would be a very early winter for many. So massive snow dumping coming for those of you in certain areas of. They even predicted there was going to be freezing temperatures down in Florida, but that didn't transpire this time. But very possibly, unfortunately for Florida, it could very possibly be when winter finally comes, that they will get a very big burst of cold all the way deep down into Florida. So we're right in that window where things are going to get really crazy all the way into next year. Now, as far as like these energies coming in, they obviously affect consciousness. And if you're cray cray, you're going to get really cray cray. All right. So if you know people that are cray cray, I would steer clear. But if you're intuitive, if you're loving, you're going to get more intuitive. You're going to get more loving. You're going to get more of whatever you are. Right. And the people around you, they're going to get more of whatever they are. So, like I said, if they're loving, awesome, keep them around. If they're like cray cray, or maybe psycho already, they're really going to go psycho. Especially those elites that are running the world, they're going to get really psycho. So, I think we're a perfect time to take them down, because they're going to push the envelope, make them more vulnerable. People will be able to see who they are, and then that's when it's easier for them to take it out. So then people are like, yeah, can we get the military to come in here and take care of this? All right. So that's probably what we're going to see. Now, July 4th, what is it, 250th anniversary of the freedom of America from British rule. Will we have real freedom from British rule on July 4th, 2026, 250 years later? Because I don't think we got it yet. Anyway, I think we're going to have a massive celebration. And so things got to get rocking here pretty soon for that to be a celebration. But again, I think it's going to be on the other side of possibly this very devastating earth change event that's coming. We'll see. All right. And will that affect human consciousness? Absolutely. Absolutely affect human consciousness. There will be some grief, quite a bit of grief, but there will be people that will, instead of being angry, because there's a lot of angry people out there. You remember like 10, 15 years ago, if you had a difference of opinion, you didn't want to kill the other person that had a difference of opinion, but there's a lot of people now that have that. It's like, what? You guys are getting a little funky out there, so you need to calm the hell down. All right. So maybe the earth needs to shake everything up, and I think it does. All right. And that's what we've had in the past. And the earth goes through changes as well. And if we're geared and very high negativity vibrational people that are still there, that still exist on this earth, unfortunately, it does have an effect. And if you don't understand that, take two flowers, put them in water, and one flower, go throw it a bunch of hate. All right. Just throw out hate, and the other one, go over and go love, 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 and you will see the difference. So that energy goes into the earth. All right. It affects other people around you. It affects everything. It affects everything. Everything vibrates. Your car, your home. All right. So you guys have heard me talk about how when I was overseas, I would surround our vehicle, and then the place where we were walled in with security. I would surround it with love vibration. And when I wasn't there, when I traveled, or if I didn't come back to those places, they would be attacked and people would die. So I started to learn how to like really anchor that in, and then there weren't any attacks. So, yep, you're all in school right now. That's right, Lone Ranger, Lone Ranger Sheriff. I'm schooling you, and so here's some schooling for you. This is, I've had J.J. Carroll on my shows before. He's really doing, I think, a great service to humanity with this share. So let's look at this one. Let's see if I can share this window. Nope, that's just me forever. Hmm. There it is. I learned. All right. So, like I said, this is J.J. Carroll talking about child trafficking. He's been on my show talking about this, the border. It's pretty crazy. So he basically went before Congress and gave this testimony. You know, he's been on our shows. This is how this starts. It starts at the ground level. I'm the ground level for the most part, and then it works its way up. So J.J. Carroll has now gone to Congress. Will anything change? Remains to be seen.
I state without reservation that the United States federal government is the world's largest child sex trafficking organization in modern history.
So did you hear that? The United States government is the largest child sex trafficking organization in the history of the world. United States government.
The probability that thousands of these UACs are being raped at this very moment.
So the UACs are basically all of those unaccompanied minors that came into the United States on the level of 300,000 plus. And so he's saying that there's very great possibility that they're being raped right now while no one does anything.
Is 100%. Chairman Higgins, Ranking Member Correa, Chairman Bishop, Ranking Member Ivey, and the members of the subcommittee, I appreciate the opportunity to speak about the evil of child trafficking caused by the open border policies under President Joe Biden and his administration. I served in the United States Border Patrol for 24 years until I retired as a Deputy Patrol Agent in charge in San Diego sector. I worked under 5 presidential administrations, and only one president secured the border, President Donald Trump. Border Patrol agents went from working and being supported by the greatest border president in American history to the worst, President Joe Biden. My last year in the Border Patrol was Joe Biden's first year in office. On his first day in office, I watched in disbelief as 94 executive orders cascaded down from Washington, D.C., obliterating every immigration policy that had been provided the most secure border in America's history. Border Patrol agents were forced to carry out unconstitutional orders that violated every law in the Immigration Nationality Act. President Biden, through Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, created policy out of thin air, ignored federal immigration law, and facilitated the largest mass invasion into America.
So Alejandro Mayorkas, Trump just recently said that he should be arrested, right? And absolutely he should be if he hasn't already. But we're going to see, this is all building up. I know a lot of you are like, it's just talk, but it's all building up. It's going to be a massive release coming soon.
That the world has ever seen. The United States of America will have spent hundreds of billions of dollars in 4 years to fund the needs of over 50 million illegal aliens that populate our nation.
So hundreds of billions of dollars. Imagine hundreds of billions of dollars going to seniors, going to homeless, going to veterans, going to, you name your, $1 billion to any of those organizations would be massive. But $100 billion to fund 50 million illegal immigrants that came in during the Biden administration 4 years.
Between 1 in 6 and 1 in 7 residents in America is an illegal alien. America has suffered the greatest.
Between 1/6 and 1/7. So you line 7 people up or 6 people up, depending on which one you look at, one of them is going to be an illegal alien. That is insane how many people are here illegally that are taking up what should be provisions for Americans. Like we know, many Americans are barely getting it. Many are going homeless. Many of them don't have good health care. Many of them don't have good food. This is insane.
demographic shift in modern history. After serving in the United States Border Patrol for 24 years, spending a year researching and writing a best-selling book entitled Invaded, The Intentional Destruction of the American Immigration System, and filming 2 documentaries, I state with complete certainty that Biden, Harris, and Mayorkas intentionally, strategically, and purposely weaponized illegal immigration and used it as a tool to fundamentally transform America.
And so, in that regard, they will be held accountable and they will be punished. Well, Biden's already been punished. Kamala's already been punished long ago, before they even came into office. They never really came in office. So, and Mayorkas, I don't know about him, but I would be willing to guess that he's already been dealt with as well. All right, so many, if it's not in front of your face and if you're being slapped upside the head several times, you don't believe it. So it's going to come. The realization is going to come to you when it comes. It's a matter of time, and it's very tragic that more people don't understand this. I mean, how many people watch my show? 20, 30,000 maybe. These videos. That's not a lot. It's not a lot of informed people out there. And, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes 50, 60, depending on if I got a good guest. But 100,000 occasionally, rarely, but, do get 100,000 plus views. There were times where I get 100,000, I get 1 million views on videos. But the clamp on truth is massive. The fact that they let us slide back in and start to reveal again is huge, but this could get shut down. I've been saying this could shut down in a moment, right? If in the unlikely event that President Trump and team were not to have a landslide victory in the coming 2026 election cycle, then we would see basically this get shut down again, because it was during the time frame where the baddies basically had control. They started shutting everything down. Remember, Biden came in, and it wasn't long after that. It was J6 before Biden even came in that they shut down tens of thousands of X accounts, mine including, of course, President Trump's and many others. And it wasn't until Elon Musk came in and exerted his monetary control over that system and threw out everything. And he even brought like the kitchen sink. Remember, we came in with a kitchen sink, and he threw out everything and the kitchen sink and redid X. Of course, it's not perfect. There's still, I think, a lot of disinformation that rifles through X and YouTube by people that many of us, well, not many, not me, but many people thought that were good, but ended up not being so much. And they don't really get that many views. Some of them do. Some of them that are, really doing their part and have gotten a lot of, large audience, they have done exceptionally well at, pushing out the truth. Sean Ryan does a really good job. Remember when Sean Ryan had that crazy cat on, that dude that came in and said that, that shooting event, Charlie Kirk shooting, he was crying. He was like, I was there. And so Sean got on his knees and said a prayer. I was like, Sean, what? And with Nino too. Remember? Sean and Nino were like went full on board with that, guys. So a lot of people can get entrapped by the disinformation and then be purveyors of that disinformation unwittingly. But I've seen recently where Sean is like, yeah, I don't even know what to believe. And I look at his throat. Yes. Hello. Good job, Sean. Start to open your mind, start to look. And he says, I look at the throat shut. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Yes. Very good. Very good, Sean. All right. So you've shot a lot of bullets downrange and you should know better. But same thing with Nino. He says, I I don't know if he had family or friends or whatever, but even Nino was like, I don't know about any of that stuff now. So everything you see out there now, guys, is you got to be super suspect on everything. All right. They even said there was I don't know, was it 7.0, 6.0, 5.0, whatever it was, earthquake in Nevada, and it was all bullshit. And a lot of us were like, I just reposted it because there's earthquake in Nevada. How about that? And it was not one. It was disinformation. So you don't know what to believe anymore, right? So you really, really have to be just observant, just like this potential massive earthquake that could be coming. Just be observant. If you really feel like I do, it's coming, then maybe act accordingly or position yourself accordingly if you're potentially in harm's way. So just, and some of you are like, if it comes, I'll just break out the surfboard and ride it. Yeah, that's a great attitude. So why not? If you know you're gonna, you're like, I'm effed. So why not go out with a bang? It'd be like, if I was on one of those people that was getting all of the directed energy weapon that were coming in on the Twin Towers, and those people are like ripping their clothes off because they're getting basically microwaved, and they're jumping out. They don't let you know. You can even look right now, and they'll say, yeah, there was like maybe a couple hundred people that jumped to their death. No, there were well over 1,000 that jumped to their deaths because they were being microwaved. So they just leapt off because it's better like to just leap to your death than being microwaved to death in the building. So, if I was there, I'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna skydive in. It's like I'm gonna put the arms out and just like zip across the sky and enjoy this last little bit of life. So unfortunately, there's a lot of people, I think, coming up that are going to experience that. Now that there's all these prophecies where 1/3 of people will be destroyed through basically earth change events. 1/3 will be destroyed by war, and then 1/3 will survive. Is it going to be like that going forward? There is a possibility that it will be that way. All right. And there is also a possibility that if we do awaken, which I think there is I think we're going to awaken, and we're not going to see that. I don't think we're going to see 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. I think it's going to be maybe less than a quarter, right? Earth change and war. So the rest of us continue on. I could be wrong. It could be as they predicted long ago, but and as more people have predicted more recently, Edgar Casey, lots of other people. So you can't say that things are going to happen this way because this person said that, and we have lots of energy coming from the sun, so it's like going to hit this area, so it's absolutely going to like be a massive earthquake. You don't know because there's other forces that are involved. Consciousness is very powerful. God being involved as well. But there's been a lot more recently. I've watched this one gentleman that he died like 3 times, and every time he died he went to heaven, and he hung out with Jesus a couple of times, and Jesus says, I'm basically going to like make a new earth, like the old one is going bye-bye. It's like, whoa. So you have to look at, I'm just observant, I'm not calling that's absolutely what's going to happen. And I know a lot of people that are like thumping the Bible right now. So like, I know it. I knew it. I'm going to be one of them that's going to survive. I don't know about that. So who will, you know? I'm not going to say that I am for sure. I'm just a humble dude out here, trying to make it through and help everybody. And God said, "You're going back in." I'm like, "Okay, all right. Go tell them, go educate them." And I'm like, "Do I have to?" Okay, all right, I'll do it. I'm motivated now. Okay, I'm good, and so I am good. I'm good. I'm motivating you guys. You know, stay focused, stay loving, help each other out, and who knows, maybe, you know, all the way into next year, we're like, nothing ever happened, and we didn't have to go into military tribunals, and because all those guys just gave up. So just, you know, I've been wrong about all this stuff, and you know, at no time ever in history have people that have exerted control and control people on the level that we have psychopathically. Have we ever, like, you know, given that up and just be peaceful? That's never happened. But for whatever reason, I just feel like I'm going to do it now. You know, so it could happen. You know, anything's possible. So anyway, all right. Dennis Ketchum said, "You were the real deal. I need some serious advice." Serious. All right. I don't do that. So I used to do one-on-ones, but I don't do that anymore. So anyway, do my courses and connect yourself. That's the best way. That's the best thing I can tell you. All right. But there's other people out there that do that kind of work, but I no longer do that. All right. Okay, guys. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration. The silver have one more pullback before 65. Maybe tonight it goes up. Maybe the end of the week. Who knows? But you know, we could see, if we see a massive earth change event, then you're probably going to see the stock market take a dive, especially if it's in Japan, where a lot of the free money comes from. Right. So just be heads up. Anything's possible. This economic system eventually goes bye-bye. But like today, we saw pretty much everything go down. And that happens. It's everything down day. Stock market's down, silver's down, crypto's down, but not by much. Tomorrow it could be back up, you know, triple digits, everything. So you never know. So I'd say it's a very good possibility that we'll see the stock market do a Santa Claus rally into the new year, keep going for a while. Or maybe tomorrow we have a massive earth exchange event and then it crashes. So who knows? So it's got to be flexible, got to be ready. But if you're in silver at this point, you should be good. Don't worry about it. If you're not in silver, should be worrying about it. But you're probably not. You're smarter than me. So good for you. We'll see how that works out. All right, guys. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration. And I'll see you guys next time.